Well, hello, everybody. Happy weekend to you. I'm Katie Steinle with Discover Your Design, and this is my beautiful, amazing, dear human design cohort, Jen Hoeft. Oh my gosh. Jen and I mean, you guys know, anybody that's watching that has dived into human design knows it is a deep rabbit hole of unlimited information. And Jen and I thought if we are going to master this system as the projectors that we are going to do it right. And so we actually met when we were in the International Human Design School. And I think we were the only two the entire 4-year program that were from the US, right?
It seemed like that. Yeah, I think that's true. And so we would just talk and just have all these questions. I could hear them rolling their eyes at our questions.
I know. Yeah, projectors like to go deep, right? So we thought it would just be fun because we chat all the time and we love to just dialogue back and forth about, our interpretations of the human design system and just jump on together and create some projector magic for you this week as we go through the transit energy and what that's going to mean for you. And we're going to break it down by the different energy types just to get you even more in tune with how this current background frequency is going to affect you and what experiences and magic it's going to bring into your life this week. So yeah, Jen is your formal business is Jen of the Sun?
Human design with Jen.
Human Design with Jen. Okay, just want to make sure
That's
everybody knows how to find you. And I am Discover Your Design. So let's jump into it. We always talk about, or when I do the energy updates on my own, usually go into the sun's influence on us and what energetic gate the sun is activating this week, because that's really, we are solar beings, right? Like that's the main planet that is going to be influencing us and helping us shine our light outward in our unique way. And this week we have the sun moving in the 59th gate, which is the gate of intimacy. It's the most intimate gate in the design, the ability to go deep into connection. What do you think about that, Jen?
yeah, it's the breaking down of barriers to know if this person or place even is correct for you. So with the sun shining in there, we have this extra juice to have a knowing, right? And it's tribal, so it is, are these people correct for me? Does this energy feel right for me? But it's a more of a knowing. Do you have this gate, Katie?
I don't. I have the sixth gate, which is on the other end of this channel. And so this is the channel that is about making babies, right? Because it is that ultimate connection of intimacy with the other. And so the 59th gate, if you think of it, like in making baby terms, I always think of it as it's literally the let's see, the sperm, right? Because it's just like I want to, connect with everybody. And I just really want to go deep and I just really want to feel that. And I have the sixth gate on the other side, which is the gate of conflict or peace. And so it's the egg. It determines whether, your energy is going to be open or closed to the other person. I've found people that have that 59th gate are usually because like you said, they have that ability to break down barriers with pretty much anybody. Like, to them, it's just play, right? So it's up to the sixth gate, kind of like, I don't know. Do I feel safe? What do you think?
Close. Open. It is. It's so. I have that too, Kate. I don't have the 59, and I have the 6 twice.
Okay,
And
so
so
you really get it.
it is. It's like the tension. It's the friction, right? To actually have the babies, to start the fire, to create something new.
Yeah.
Most likely a baby. Sometimes it could be a project because it's the creative channel of the tribal mystical circuitry. So 59 shining into, ooh, I want to know, I want to feel, what is this? Is this right for me? Is this correct? Does this feel good?
Yummy. I love it. Well, and if we look at it just to help people understand it, based on their own uh auric type, how your energy field is using this, if it's activated or not, because you might not have it like us, but we might have a partner or a good friend or somebody we know that has it. So we're going to experience that energy. And we are both projectors. So if we start with, if you have on your human design, if you haven't pulled your chart up, you can go to mybodygraph.com and you just enter in basic birth information, and it'll give you a snapshot of, how your energy was designed at the time of birth to navigate life. But for projector types, with having this spectrum, moving from, like we were talking about, that level of trust, am I going to be honest? Do I feel safe enough to be completely open and transparent and vulnerable and all the things, and really want that connection with people? I think it's important this week to recognize where you can create space in your world, right? In your environment, because for projectors, that's how we take in, life. I mean, we just so take in the other person so deeply. It's almost like you can think of it like you're eating that person up, literally their energy. So if you allow yourself like a little bit of room to discern what's yours and what's theirs, because we're so used to just kind of merging naturally, with the other, that I think would be helpful advice.
Katie, that's good. That's good. And that's what that means is projectors and reflectors and manifestors have that open, undefined sacral, which is energy, which is how and why we merge with the other and have maybe boundary issues, or really can eat the other up and get really good at feeling into the other person's energy. The confusion is this my energy or is this theirs? That's the
Yes.
confusion. So if the 59 is white, is undefined, the whole spectrum is available and possibly amplified for undefined people in an undefined center. So it can feel like I want to be intimate with the world all the time.
And
So
you'll get zapped. You'll crash and burn doing that.
you'll crash and burn doing that, or that's how we get triggered, and then that's how we learn. So we're pulling that in, and then getting, burned. Exactly. And that's how
I
we
think
learn.
it's like you were talking about, just that wanting to take in everything. For projectors, it's so important for us to really find those people and those relationships that do see us. I mean, because we are kind of like that guide type of energy, and that's really what a projector wants, to feel successful, is to just be seen and like recognized for our ability to, help people and to guide them. And so, maybe take a look this week at relationships in your life and what needs to maybe drop off, if people aren't seeing you for your true amazingness.
Katie, that's exactly right. That people can only see you as clearly as you can see yourself.
Amen.
So the real deal is to get clear. It's our instinct to look at the other, and that's how we learn as projectors about ourselves. And we can only really attract those who can see us at the level that we see ourselves. So use this time to go, wait, I keep wanting this from someone else. I better give that to myself first. And
Yeah.
then it has a little more health to it.
Exactly, exactly. I think if we all are just a little more aware of how our energy really is impacting everybody in the room, instead of going into that victim mode of, oh my God, it's everybody else, no, take responsibility for what's yours, and if you are high vibe and lit up and rocking it, especially if we move into like a generator type, like you said, generators have such an open, magnetic type of energy. They're always just drawing in the right people, the right places, the right things for them. And so, for generators out there this week, be discerning with your energy. Check in with your gut, and if it doesn't feel right, it's okay to say no, like I love what you said about just conserving your energy for the right things, for the right people.
Yeah, that that feels true. It's a frequency match. So I always go back to, gosh, how is my frequency up and positive and true and realistic? And um, I just check in with that first before I go outside. And I just think that's for projectors especially, but anyone with an open sacral, since our natural tendency is to look out the window and go, yeah, what about you? Is to go, hey,
What about
and
me?
let me just check in with my frequency and how that's attracting. Because if that's not healthy, it's going to attract not healthy. So let's line this up and then be recognized for who we know we are.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah,
And for any generator type too, the way the signpost for you to know, when you're kind of in alignment, mind, body, spirit, like your energy is fine-tuned, is that deep feeling of satisfaction. And if you're a generator, you know what we're talking about, where you just like whatever it is, if it's the relationship around you or the person, or you just feel like, this feels complete, this feels satisfying. If it doesn't, that's if you're feeling frustrated in any kind of relationship, like that is a key time for you to kind of pause, sit back, observe the situation and see what's out of alignment.
because usually it's you. Usually it's you. I didn't listen to my sacral. My gut was telling me this, or I didn't even check in with my gut. You know,
Yeah.
my white centers were zooming on some triggers and some old habits and old patterns. And so my intimacy went with that instead of
Yeah.
checking and listening to that. Yeah, it's a map, it's a compass, it's for real. And it gets louder the more you trust it and practice it.
And that's what
You
this is
know,
all about, like the whole human design system. It's like once you understand your energy, it's really one big experiment, right? It's like just like looking at life like it's a movie. It's unfolding. I mean, some of it we can control, a lot of it we can't. And when you try to like jump in front of it and force things to happen, especially with how your mind has it all figured out, right? Like, well, my neighbor has this perfect life and it looks like this, so I'm just going to make this happen. And then, like we said, you start hitting that frustration or that resistance, and your body is screaming at you. But we've tuned ourselves to like not listen to our bodies. And so I love that human design just gets you back in touch with really getting in tune with your body, and what is your body's wisdom telling you, in the moment. That's what you can trust. That's not going to lie to you.
and it takes practice.
And it takes practice. Yeah.
It just does. To me, that I've talked to generators and manifesting generators, and when when we look at the chart and say that you have that mechanism, I mean, there's a oh, there's a knowing that happens there, but it just takes practice to trust that. And for us, Katie, we have you're environmental, right?
Right. I'm a mental projector, so I do not have an internal authority necessarily, specifically in my body, like a generator, can drop into their gut and really get in tune and be able to trust the gut. Mine is environmental. I'm really open. So I'm always taking in so much of my surroundings. And so it is so important, like you were saying, Jen, for me to really know myself, know what is my energy. And even for reflectors out there, the last energy type, just to throw that in, so we cover everything. Same thing. They are here to really take in the people around them in a very deep way, but also to be able to let that go. And so they are kind of the mirrors, right? That are here to kind of reflect back what is going on, with the group dynamic, with a family dynamic, with a relationship dynamic. So you're right. It's like it's taken me years, like you can't just say, oh, you're gonna look at your human design chart like there's an app out there that's just gonna, oh, this is what it means to be this. Like it's really truly like actually taking that out into life and experimenting and trying it and feeling what it feels like when things are aligned and feeling what it feels like when things are out of alignment, you know?
That's spot on, Katie. That's perfect. Yeah. And if I think of a reflector, I think of them as obviously all the centers are undefined. And so when the sun, earth, um, moon, when they move, I just think of it as the radio dial just changing, changing. And instead of being a victim of that, like you said, or taking it personally, which is the
Yeah,
big
it's hard.
wait, well, it's happening to everyone. Reflectors, you just are extra sensitive to it and have the magic juice to be able to know who you are in that changing radio station, to be able to reflect back to us what is really true and how humans are doing, as a species, so that we can learn and grow. I mean, we need you not to take it personally, but to feel yourself as you move up and down that dial, or it moves up and down on you, and just find your surprise. This,
That's
yeah,
interesting. I didn't expect that person to say that. Like, yeah, I didn't expect this to pop up in my life. Yeah, it's
right.
all about just staying in that awe and wonder of it all and not getting bogged down. Because I think when you do have a lot of openness in your design, you are taking in so much from outside of yourself. And it can sometimes, get heavy and you can, just find yourself like, me just taking on, if I'm at a party, like all of a sudden my whole personality can shift, right? Because I'm taking in everybody else's feelings at the party. Sorry, I got a little wing there. And then people that are feeling angry or frustrated or down, all of a sudden I'm like, God, what's going on with me? But yeah, I love it. I love it. And that's what we're coming at you with. It's just about increasing your level of awareness. That is really how we stay adaptable and resilient in these ever-changing times that we're in. It's just really starting to get in touch with, wait, what is consistent? What is always me versus what is happening around me? Or like we're talking about, like you said, the radio dial, just like what is the background frequency this week so that I can ride that energy instead of like having it hammer me and punch me in the face 5 times.
That's perfect. And even if it does, I'm not a victim of it. I knew that was coming and I'm going to use it.
I
Hey,
love it because like now if something comes up, I'm just like right on time. Yep, I was waiting for you. Okay, you're right. So you don't react. You're not like in that like, oh my God, what's
yep,
happening? The sky's falling.
right. Yeah. And to be intimate with it, not separate, but intimate with it and ride it in ways that it's inviting you to do.
Especially
It's
as a projector, we are all
right.
about being invited in for our beautiful minds or guidance. I
Yeah.
like that. Well, thank you all for tuning
Wait,
in. Yeah, you
lady,
got one more thing.
did we talk about manifestors?
Oh my gosh, sorry, you're right. Yeah, I knew we were on a time crunch. Manifestors, exactly. Manifestors, in my opinion, especially when it comes to relationships, manifestors need to trust your urges when you get, some kind of hit, to go over and to talk to somebody or to connect with somebody. You are all about initiating, right? But making sure that it is in alignment for you, not just like bossing people around. How would you feel like that for a manifester?
Yeah, I think it's so about awareness for manifestors because they have a motor to the throat that it's just this impulse to act, impulse to
Yeah.
act. So we add in that open sacral that's always there for a manifester and intimacy now. They really have an opportunity to feel the space between and to honor that with saying, hey, I'm going to tell you something. Or can I tell you something? Put your blinker on energetically so that the other person's aura isn't defended against your impact. Just put your blinker on in this really tender, intimate opportunity as the sun is shining.
And that's a hard thing to balance, right? Because when you are a manifester and you get these hits and it's just like, energy jolt, go, you know, like you guys are here to really create, to be the change, right? And then the rest of us kind of get in line behind you. And so I think your point's very valid, you know, okay, you've got all of this energy and you can see what needs to happen, but then how do you balance that with dropping into that intimacy and being in that vulnerable space, right? And being able to hold both of those, especially in a relationship, so it doesn't become just you dictating, you know, the relationship and the other person not feeling heard or seen all the time, or like you said, trying to kind of guess, why are they moving right, because I thought we always moved left but today they're going the whole other direction. Just talk to people, you know, communication for you is just going to be huge. And I think the thing that a lot of manifestors, because, you know, we talk about manifestors as being, you know, like, you know, these initiators and, you know, these driving forces, is to remind you to take rest. You know, your energy is here to just be impactful, but then it needs to go into a quiet area so that you can recharge for the next big initiation, right? For the next big thing. And don't beat yourself up about that, you know?
Mm-hmm. But and I would say manifesting generators too, because they do also have a motor to the throat. So they have that same urge that you're talking about, Katie. And they urge, urge, urge. And they're meant to be, that's the warrior energy, but be the Buddha first.
Mm-hmm.
Check in with that gut, respond if you have energy for it or not, and then be the warrior and then inform. And I'm going to do this. It's not to change your mind or change your trajectory, which is their biggest fear, but it is to soften that intimate place in between so that they're receptive and you can feel the symmetry or the juice between, where something new can emerge then, not a direct order, not a bossy boss for manifesting generators and for manifestors,
True.
but a impact. This is, hey, this is what I'm feeling. I'm going to stir this soup. You just inform, right? And then
Let the magic happen, right? Yeah.
uh,
That space in between is always where the magic happens, right? It's that, like, just being in that place of not having to control what happens next, you know? I
that's
love
the
it.
magic. No.
Oh, this is so fun. We will have to do this again. I just love us. I love talking about human design as you do. And if you guys have any questions, please post them in the comments, reach out to us. We are here for you. We are all in this together, and why not love and support each other along the way, right?
Yes, sister. Yes, Katie. Yeah. Happy birthday if this is your intimate week. So
Yeah, exactly. Okay, till next time. Bye for
thanks.
now.
Bye all.